story moves forward. So do we.
Fox Business, the power to prosper. Check your local listings.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
The unofficial kickoff of summer's here, and let's celebrate by heading to Ford Lincoln of Ocala during their Stay Home and Drive sales event.
Wait a minute. Stay home and drive? What's that about?
What better way to kick off summer than in a new Ford? Right now at Ford Lincoln of Ocala, you could save thousands on their massive 2015 Ford lineup.
And the selection has never been better. You can still get 0% financing for 72 months on most new Fords and deferred payments for up to 90 days.
The choice is yours. Fight the traffic and the overcrowded beaches only to come home with a sunburn and an old car full of sand, or revel in that beautiful new car smell.
Oh, you got me with that new car smell, not to mention that sand you'll find in your... Well, never mind. Enjoy all the festivities surrounding this great American holiday, but don't lose sight of the true meaning of Memorial Day. Take a moment and remember all those who courageously fought for the freedoms we all cherish.
Kick off summer right. Head to Ford Lincoln of Ocala for their Stay Home and Drive sales event, where the best part of summer will be driving home in your new Ford from Ford Lincoln of Ocala.
Start by visiting FordofOcala.com. Auto buyers or Fords qualify for 0% 72-month financing. See dealer for complete details.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license?
At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
5 minutes after 8 o'clock. Beautiful Thursday morning. Hope you're doing well. Let me tell you the temperature. I know you want to know. You don't really want to know. Not on days like this. You don't care, right?
Yeah.
It's not just if it's really hot or really cold, then you want to know the temperature. Right now it's 70 degrees.
I wonder why that is.
So it's actually warmer in the river. If you go to the Silver River, Rainbow River, it's actually warmer, right?
Yep.
You think you'll you'll jump in at 72 degrees right now when it's 70 outside, and you think you'll say, oh gosh, it's a little bit warm.
No.
I don't think so either.
No, I think it'll be cold.
In fact, I know so. I've done this. Good morning. Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Centers to remind us that we are the only reason there's a blood supply, because we are the ones who say, okay, I'll take a half hour every 8 weeks and go down to the blood bank and just watch TV while the phlebotomists do their job and save some lives. Good morning, Galen. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robert. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Where are you right now?
I'm actually comfortably in the tree zone right now.
Comfortably. I like that. Comfortably.
Yeah, comfortably.
So let's see. How's the blood
supply? Not a lot of traffic. There's no Canadians on the road. You know, the summer traffic hasn't started. School's closed, so I didn't have to deal with any school buses today. So I'm comfortably in the tree zone.
There you go.
Nice.
But there were certainly a lot of kids at Stevie B's yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there were.
A lot of kids.
Sure it's like graduation headquarters.
It was actually fun to watch them. I said, if anybody doesn't like eating in this restaurant, they better just go to a place where there's no kids. I mean, if you get annoyed at the kids running around and throwing things, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Why would you go to Stevie B's if kids bothered you?
Right. Exactly. That's my point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I noticed anybody that was bothered by them, but I was making the comment to Robin yesterday that if you ever came to this restaurant and were upset at the kids running around and all that, you better go to another restaurant because this is really their place.
Yeah.
And kind of in their terrain.
I'm surprised. I didn't know people went there without their kids.
Well, we do.
It's a good price.
I'm not judging. I just didn't know that. So I've never seen anybody in there without kids.
Oh, really? Well, they got a good salad bar, sort of, kind of.
Hey, I've been there more than once. That's like, you couldn't go to Chuck E. Cheese without kids. So.
Well, that's true. We tried this once. It's very hard to eat there. Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese is no thanks.
Although I do like the games. Hey, I am a kid at heart. I do like to play the games.
That's one of the reasons why we have kids, is so that we can play with their toys.
Don't do the claw machine anymore. It's rigged. Did you hear the report? The claw machines are rigged?
Really? People are just figuring that out?
Well, it's not just that. They're literally programmable. You can program them to win only as long as you make a profit,
Wow.
Right. Well, I know the way they stuff them is different. My kids are good at it. So they'll walk by a machine and look at it from every angle and decide how many quarters it's going to take before they can pull this thing out.
Wow.
They're pretty good. What happened was SpongeBob had an episode, because apparently SpongeBob's the greatest claw machine guy on the planet. And so after that, my kids now, they YouTube videos on this thing. So you can go to YouTube and there are videos on how to beat the claw machine.
Yeah, but if you get the instruction manual for the claw machine, it shows the owner of the claw machine how to program it depending on the amount of profit you want to make. Yeah.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
Well, is that a problem? Are people upset by this?
It should be a skill machine. It shouldn't be a casino machine.
It's not a casino. It's a game of chance, Larry. Isn't that a difference? Okay, how is that different than the lottery?
It's no different. It's no different at all.
What about the gumball machine where they have all the display of the really nice stuff?
Right.
And that's the reason you put your quarter in there back when I was a kid.
Right.
But you never get any of those things.
Right.
So how is that different?
Right. It's not different. I'm not saying it's different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying the federal government called it a gambling device.
Well, that's crazy. The federal government's got bigger issues to worry about than the claw machine. It's the kind of thing it's just like, really, you're bothered by that? It's a choice. If people choose to do it,
it is a
good
choice.
for them.
It is a choice, but I think a knowledgeable choice is better than a non-knowledgeable choice. Knowing
it's not the federal government's job to give us knowledge over stupid things.
Well, that's a different argument. But if you remember when Boardwalk and Baseball sold their arcade games to Busch Gardens, all of a sudden those very same arcade games were a lot easier to win.
Yeah.
You could win some. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I remember this because Busch Gardens said, make it easy. They're already paying $30 to come in here or whatever it was at that time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, it doesn't bother me, but it's good to be knowledgeable. If you're going into Stevie B's, for example, and you give the kids $5, here's $5. Do anything you want with $5, right? Mm-hmm. And they can either get tokens and play the skeet ball and the other games, or they can put their $5 in that claw machine. Mm-hmm. Guess what? The knowledge that it's rigged will say, you know what, you're going to lose your money. We can go to Goodwill and get $1 if you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that changes people's behavior. I think they're going to do it because they think they can beat it, and today is their lucky day.
Okay. Well, I'm just okay.
And that's why people play the lottery, because they think they can beat it.
Okay, but yesterday I saw this little boy and this little girl. And the mom was trying to win a toy out of the machine for the children. And she said, that's enough. I'm not going to do it anymore. And the little girl says, you can get it. One more, Mom. You can get it.
She's a future slot machine player.
Yeah. She was definitely trying to persuade her mother to go ahead and spend more money.
Yeah.
You could have been in the back. You could have, the basketball game is skill. The skeet ball thing is skill.
And you get tickets for that, and you can get little.
Yeah, you can get little prizes. I don't know.
Well, good. That was a good life lesson for the mom and the child.
Yeah, but they didn't hear the report this morning, so you got to hear the report.
It wouldn't have changed anything.
No?
No. She'd still wanted to do the claw machine, and she would have said if I had the change to do it, they would have done it.
So I have some.
Well,
I have some Stanley Cup stuff to tell you, and I'm not presuming.
Oh, okay.
I'm not presuming you don't know these things because I know you, and you probably know these things. But it's just something I've learned. But anyway, I wanted to ask you first: how's the blood supply?
blood supply is okay. We really need O negative right now, and we need O. And we need AB plasma still, and we still need platelets. So I think we're going to need platelets for the rest of the summer because we need them every day because they outdate on our shelves every 5 days, and those go to cancer patients. And so, help support the people who are fighting for their lives. I met a lady yesterday, Larry. She's been fighting a form of cancer since 2002.
Wow.
And she's received a platelet transfusion nearly every weque. She said since 2003 she's had a bone marrow transplant.
Wow.
And I said, wow. And she goes, I'm just going to keep fighting this. I'm just going to keep fighting it until I die. And the courage this lady had was remarkable. And so, and it just kind of reaffirms what we're doing and why we're doing it. Here's a lady who's been getting a platelet transfusion for nearly 15 years. Every week for nearly 15 years, and that's what it's all about. That's why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
So
as long as we talk about platelets, describe what this is. I mean, I know not scientifically, but what the person donating it has to go through. A, it's a longer thing.
Sure.
B, you can do it more often, right?
Right. So what we're doing when we talk about platelets are a component within inside your blood. And they're the component that actually helps prevent your body from bleeding, and so it dies every 5 days. And so the reason that cancer patients need it is because when you're going through chemotherapy and sometimes when you're going through radiation and some of the drugs they take, it actually prohibits your body from making blood cells because the blood cells come out of your marrow. And so what we're doing when we're taking these platelets is we put you in a really comfortable lazy boy chair. You get to pick a movie. It is a typical blood donation. The needle is a little bit smaller than a whole blood needle. And you sit back, relax. It's in one arm. It goes into the machine. It spins out, and it takes the platelets it wants. And then it puts the red cells and the plasma back into your body along with some saline. And so typically you'll feel pretty good after a donation. And because your platelets are replaced every 5 to 7 days in your body, you can come back and donate every 2 weeks. And so we have a large amount of our platelet donors come in every 2 weeks. And so those are the people who just are committed, and they typically had a family member that has received, platelets for chemotherapy or some other thing. Cancer related, and that's the backbone of the blood supply right there is those platelet donors.
There you go. And if you are thinking about doing this, the things Galen just told you are important to know, that you're going to be in the chair a lot longer than donating blood. You can go a lot more often, but you also have to pass the test first, which Robin and I both failed.
Yeah.
Which means and that's why we give whole blood. Although one time I passed the test for the Alex machine, and I only remember the name because of my son's name.
The Alex machine's a little bit different. I mean, it's a double red cell, but the procedure's a little bit different. We don't put as much back into your body, and I know some people get grossed out by that, but it's a completely sterile process. And when we're talking about passing the test, it's just to make sure that your veins can handle that return. And if you have thin veins and sometimes deep veins, it can be a bit tricky. So it just depends on what you're willing to try.
But
we'll try.
I guess I just wanted to point out from our experience, you had to first pass the test before you could do it. And
Sure.
but if you've never passed the test, you might be a great candidate for it. So let me go take a phone call, and then we'll take our break, and we'll come back and talk about the Stanley Cup. But this is an important topic. Good morning. You're on the air with Galen.
Good morning, Galen. My sister, this is interesting that you're talking about this today, because she's going for her third blood transfusion today for her cancer. And it's so wonderful that people do donate. because, it's basically this is what's keeping her alive until she gets healthy enough.
And I don't think people really think about that enough. I mean, I think about it every day, is that the only reason you're able to even receive any kind of these revolutionary treatments that people are going through is because we're kind of propping up their body and their immune system with these platelets and with these other life-saving blood products. And I'm floored every day that people give, and I'm floored every day that people don't give. And there's reasons that people do both. And I just think it's an amazing opportunity for you to reach out and really touch somebody else that's walking the planet and who needs your help, and it doesn't cost you a dime. So,
and I think
it's a pretty cool thing to do.
If you personally, you don't realize how important it is. And,
absolutely.
Everybody else, it is important. And because without the life-saving blood transfusion, my sister probably would have not been here at this stage. So I thank you and everybody who donates.
There you go. That is a wonderful call. Thank you, Linda.
And I haven't said it in a while, and that's why this segment that we've been doing for, over 10 years now, almost 10 years, is so vital. It gives me a platform that, and as Larry can say, we can be silly all the time, but it gives me a platform to really personalize what blood donation is all about, and really an expanded format that I don't get anywhere else. And there's not another blood center in the country that gets this opportunity. And so when I go to these conferences and I tell them, I'm like, go ahead, YouTube it. And they're like, no, you're not on the air for 30 minutes every day. Yes, I am. YouTube it. And,
what do you talk about?
Yeah, that's number 2 question. It's like, what do you talk about? I don't know. Larry decides that. But it is
except for one day. One day I didn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you saw what that turned out to be. I think it's what you guys do is hugely underrated, and it's so really, really important. And that's why I'm part of Dan's entourage, just so he remembers that I do appreciate what he does.
That's funny.
But yeah. So it's a remarkable thing, and I'm proud to do it, and I'm glad that we have this opportunity.
Hey, we're the ones who are proud. I mean, we're proud of our relationship with you. Are you kidding?
No, you're amazing.
I mean, you're family as far as we're concerned. All right, let's. What was I going to do?
I didn't get invited to Stevie B's. I would have brought the boys and.
Well, I was going to invite you, but I figured you wanted someplace that had a few steps.
Yeah.
I was at work, so
that's right.
my kids. The kids are home for summer now, and I'm at work all day. So.
All right, let's take a break. Let me mention this first before the break. Penn Flooring sponsors this segment, and sometimes it's chock full of great information specifically about blood donations. Mm-hmm. Other times we kind of just mention it, but today a nice big hunk and a really important message that Galen gave, and of course fortified by Linda's call. So thank Penn Flooring for allowing us to do this. They have some beautiful flooring over at their showroom. They've been doing this for over a quarter of a century, so they know what they're doing. They've got good products. They know how to install it, and they will install it. They'll show you how to keep it maintained so that it stays looking nice. Go check out what I'm talking about at the showroom. It's at 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the, or on the other side, on one side of the McKay-Williams Bridge, depending on which way you're coming from. And just thank them for sponsoring this. And at the same time, remodel your home and get some nice flooring. We'll take a little break. I got some stuff about the Stanley Cup that I've never known. Not that I would have known this stuff, but I looked it up and I said, wow, you're kidding me. Who knew this?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing Galen knows all these things. But we'll take a break right now and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm around in the afternoon and evening. The high 85 on the coast, 91 well inland, and partly cloudy overnight, those 68 inland, 73 on the coast. For tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm mainly during the afternoon hours, high 86 to 90. It'll be partly sunny Saturday with a chance for shower and thunderstorm, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Tell her you love her at least 3 times a day. I love you has a very short shelf life. We get used to sleep deprivation. After a while, our brain starts to think it's normal because sleep loss affects the part of our brain that controls self-awareness. We may be too zonked to know we're zonked. All right, here we go, ladies. The latest beauty treatment is shaving your face. It's supposed to make you look younger.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
All right, 22 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Beautiful Thursday. No mention of rain in today's forecast, but we'll see. And Galen Unold is on the phone from LifeSouth Community Blood Center. If you listened to the first half, you heard some really good information about the blood donating process, especially the platelets. We call them platelets. What do we call them again? Platelets?
Platelets and red cells and plasma.
And what was the other word? Apheresis. Do we still say that?
Apheresis. Yeah. Apheresis is the process of drawing the platelets.
Oh, okay.
So platelets is the product. So they're both okay.
Okay. All right. So the Stanley Cup. So let's see. A lot of people in Florida, especially if you're Tampa. What's it called, Robin? What's the team called?
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Lightning. Okay.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
By the way, in order to do the story this morning, I had to look up the pronunciation of some of these players' names. It's not easy. This one guy, Jonathan Toews, is how you say his name. But it's spelled Toews.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
And there's this other guy named, where's this other name? Teuvo, right?
Yes.
And that's his first name. And then Teravainen.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember the pronunciation now. I marked it down, so when we do news bites, you have it. But
yeah, thank you for that, because I would have messed it up. I wouldn't have known how to start.
So, of course, the big deal is winning the Stanley Cup. So I have some information about the cup itself. It's named after Lord Stanley of Preston. Did you know that? He bought it for 10 guineas, which is the equivalent of $50 at that time. He was the 1892 Governor General of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He donated the cup to the top amateur hockey club after he and his family became infatuated with the sport in the 1889 Winter Carnival.
Wow.
Did you know that? There were actually 3 Stanley Cups. This is not an award that every team gets. They have to give it up after the year, right, Galen?
Yeah, they have to give it back.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, and then they'll get a replica. Usually they'll have a replica made. So they can put it up in their building and their offices and things like that.
So the original one that Mr. Stanley, I guess that was his last name. I don't know.
It is.
The original one from 1892 was is now on display in the vault room at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, and it was making the rounds up until 1970. I guess. In 1963, however, they believed it was too brittle to give to championship teams, so the Presentation Cup was created. And then the final cup is a replica of the Presentation Cup, which was created in 1993. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I've actually seen it. Now, what they'll do is when you go to the Hockey Hall of Fame, which is really, really amazing, you can go over there and you can touch it. You can take a picture with it and lift it over your head and everything. It's really wonderful. And you can't do that with a Super Bowl trophy, or the World Series trophy. You're just not allowed to touch them. But at the Hockey Hall of Fame, you can, just because of the Stanley Cup they do some really fun stuff with it.
Wow.
Between 1927 and 1947, a new, more streamlined and vertical incarnation of the cup was used. Thanks to its cylindrical shape, it was nicknamed the Stovepipe Cup But by 1948, this trophy had become too tall to hold or put on display, so the shape was changed to the tiered version that you see today.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you can't touch the original Stanley Cup. I mean, it's up there and you can see it, but you can't touch it.
The National Hockey League has official engravers put each winning name on the cup, and they're not always perfect. Many champion players and team names have been misspelled on the cup.
Well, and what's cool about that is the jeweler who actually engraves the names is sitting there, and he's doing it while the game's being played, right? Because typically you know who's going to win and things like that, and so they engrave those names really, really quickly.
Oh, that's cool.
It's an amazing part. So when they're skating around, not always, like if it's a Game 7 and they go into overtime, there's no chance to do that, but a lot of times those names are already printed by the time they're holding it up, and your name's on there forever. And so that, you know how the NFL talks about getting a ring for the Super Bowl.
Right.
Hockey players talk about putting their name on the Stanley Cup.
Right.
That's the pinnacle of your career.
So in 1980 and 81, the New York Islanders won it, and they misspelled their name. They have ILANDERS without the S.
Oh.
It's ILAND.
And the thing is they don't want to change. They'll keep it just like that because it's a badge of honor. Yeah, you just leave it.
71.
People are human.
71 and 72. The Boston Bruins name is misspelled. Boston is spelled BQSTQN.
The fella couldn't see real well.
Yeah. Well, the guy. Well, have you ever seen when you see him engrave it? It makes all the sense in the world how they can make that mistake.
The cup belongs to the players for just one day.
Really?
Yeah.
Not the whole year.
The Stanley Cup has gone swimming at least 3 times.
Oh,
more than that. More than that. If you're talking about going down a rabbit hole with YouTube these players who the players with their Stanley Cup, because I think you're misreading it. What happens is during the off season, after you win the Stanley Cup, each player gets the Stanley Cup for one day. Okay. So the Stanley Cup that they win, they can take it to their hometown for one day, each player.
All right, so here's an example.
So they can do whatever they want with that one.
All right, let me tell you the one that I found the most interesting. Well, there's a curse supposedly, but that's debatable. Okay. After the Colorado Avalanche won the 1995 championship, defenseman Sylvain Lefebvre, maybe, used his personal day with the cup to have his daughter christened in the top ball of the cup. And
I haven't heard that one.
And 11 years later, after Detroit Red Wings won in 2007, Swedish left-winger Thomas Holmstrom brought the silverware back to his native country so that his cousin could be baptized.
Oh, my.
No, his cousin got baptized his 7-week-old daughter in the cup.
Oh, my.
So there have been 2 baptisms in the Stanley Cup. All right, 15 seconds. Where's the Bloodmobile today?
Bloodmobile today, Larry, is at the Walmart on East Silver Springs Boulevard, right over there, going out to Daytona Beach, which would be a great day to go to Daytona, wouldn't it?
Sure would, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good show today, Galen. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys are the best.
All right, we'll be right back.
Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Former Texas Governor Rick Perry joins the race for the White House.
We have the power to make our country new again.
The campaign launch announced on his website.